back to the Undisputed Show. It's your boy Kirk.
I'm Pharaoh.
And today we're going to do our way too early Super Bowl predictions. We're going to talk about our top 5 teams going into next year, and we're going to give our sleeper picks for dark horses to watch for. So let's start with you.
All right. Well, number one, I got to take Arizona. I think they're a little embarrassed with the way the season ended. That Carolina game was pretty much over in the first, second quarter. And I think they're going to come out hot. Tyrann Mathieu is going to come back. That defense is going to play ball. Bruce Arians, that offense is going to be best, if not one of the best in the league again next year. And despite that division being tough, I think they're going to be the number 1 seed coming out of the NFC. That's going to be a good team. Number 2, New England, again, is going to be one of the best teams in the league.
Gotta have them.
Yeah, they're going to be at the top of the AFC, and I think when they come back healthy, they'll find a way to keep Brady off the ground. That offensive line is horrible. That right tackle, I'm not even sure of his name. Doesn't matter. He'll be out of the league very soon.
He's the worst.
Yeah, they're bad. So they're gonna find a way to get that offensive line going. They're gonna find a way to keep them up off the ground, and the Patriots are always gonna be up there. Third, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. I'm gonna slip them in there. I think that receiving core is the best in the NFL. I think they're the most athletic. I think they have the biggest, big playability with those guys, and The thought of them having that kind of offense without Le'Veon Bell.
Exactly.
So Le'Veon Bell, who can catch the ball, who's stout as a pass protector, who he'll give you 1,100 yards on the ground without a problem.
Easily.
And in a Mike Tomlin offense, that's the linchpin.
Exactly.
And then you throw in those receivers. Heath Miller is going to be there. He'll be there for 500-600 yards and a couple touchdowns. So they're going to be a tough team to beat. I don't think anybody wants to play them. And fourth, I'm going to go with Denver, Super Bowl winners. That defense is probably going to be tops in the league again. They're going to be a very good football team yet again. Brock Osweiler just has to steer the ship like he did while Peyton was gone. He doesn't really have to do too much. Peyton showed that in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
And fifth, I'll go with the Super Bowl losers, the Carolina Panthers. I think they'll find a way to get some more explosiveness on that offense, get some talent there around Cam, and I think they can definitely be a good football team again. They'll definitely, I think, win that division.
Yeah.
New Orleans has a lot of work to do. I think Atlanta, they don't know what they are or what they want to be. Tampa Bay has a few years, especially after getting rid of Lovie Smith.
Right.
So I think Carolina's definitely going to represent the NFC South. And as my sleeper team, it's more of a comeback team than anything, but I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts. That division is awful, so they don't have much to compete with. Andrew Luck coming back. Hopefully they can get a solid running back in there.
Right.
They've been feeling the Trent Richardson pick for a long time. Hopefully they don't take another Alabama running back, because then they're not going to solve anything. But they'll find a way to to get the right running back in there to get that defense going. I think they're going to win that division, and they'll slip into the playoffs.
I'm going to start my list with the team that didn't even make your list. I'm going to start with the Seattle Seahawks. I think that Russell Wilson was on fire to end last year. I think he was the best quarterback in the league for the last 4 to 6 weeks last year, and that includes my guy Cam Newton. He was really just on fire with his receivers. He was really hitting everybody that he needed to hit. I think that this defense was banged up to start the season, and it got healthier as the season goes on. I think without Marshawn Lynch, they'll actually be better. They showed depth in their running game. I think they'll pick up some other pieces. And I really think Russell Wilson is going to still transcend and take that next step into being mentioned with the Bradys, the Rodgers, and the Mannings a couple years ago of this league. I really think he's ready to step up and be a perennial superstar. Next, I'm going to go with Arizona. As you said, they're going to come back with a chip on their shoulder. Larry Fitzgerald is an ageless wonder at wide receiver. He's always ready to make plays. Carson Palmer had a career season. I think that will only continue under Bruce Arians. He's like the quarterback whisperer these days. And, Honey Badger's going to be back. They have a stud cornerback, and they check off all the boxes. Chris Johnson had a resurgent year this year. Everybody wrote him off for dead at running back, and he came back and had a really nice season for them. So I think they're going to be the second best offense in the league. Behind the third team on my list is going to be Pittsburgh. You can't say enough about their offense. You can't say enough about their receivers. Their defense has bounced back well. They got, a young core at defense, and they're aggressive and they're fast. And as you said, Le'Veon Bell's going to be back. Ben Roethlisberger, he's another ageless wonder. And he's, to me, one of the more underrated guys as far as, when we talk about the greatest quarterbacks in this game. He's not mentioned a lot. He's often an afterthought. But he gets the ball where it needs to be, and he's tough. So I feel like they're going to be the number 1 offense in the league. They're going to put up 25 to 30 points a game with ease. And nobody's going to want to play those guys. Number 4, I've got my Super Bowl losers. I got the Carolina Panthers. I think that, they're going to get another wide receiver to complement Kelvin Benjamin. I think that their defense is going to be back. They're going to be, top 5 in the league, as is Denver's. And whenever you play great defense, as we saw in the Super Bowl, you have a shot. Great defenses find a way to win, and they get into the playoffs. And number 5, I've got New England. I hate to put them there. I'm no fan of
no Denver in your top 5?
No Denver at all, because I just think with Denver, I don't think Brock Osweiler is a starting caliber quarterback in this league. And I think that the question mark at quarterback is going to be too great for them to overcome. I think teams are going to find a way to button them up if you make Brock Osweiler throw. I think he will make those mistakes. Peyton Manning could play mistake-free football because he has a safe playbook due to his skill set. Brock Osweiler's playbook isn't going to be that safe. He's going to be throwing the ball downfield, and I think teams are going to take advantage of that. So with number 5, I'm going to go New England because Tom Brady's there. I'm no fan of Tom Brady or New England, but you have to keep putting them there. Nobody does free agency better than them. Very few teams do drafts better than them. They're elite in the front office, and they prove it year after year. Every year they get a guy where we're like, who is this guy? Where did he come from? And they find a way to make it happen with the guys that they have. Even if we don't see it at first, Belichick is a genius, and you always have to put them in the mix. You can't put a Tom Brady Belichick team outside of your top 5 as far as I'm concerned. And with the sleeper, I'm going to go with my Dallas Football Cowboys. Reason being because a lot of teams are going to write the Dallas Cowboys off. Come on, stay over here. A lot of teams are going to write the Dallas Cowboys off because of the seasons that we've had and how we always find a way to make a mistake. But with a healthy Tony Romo and the improvements that we've made on the defensive side, we're going to be fine. We still have the best offensive line in the league.
What's this we stuff, man? What's this we stuff?
We still have the best offensive line in the league. All we have to do is get a solid running back. There's a guy out there named Ezekiel Elliott, who I think will fit very nicely with us. Greg Hardy's going to be gone. Des Bryant's going to be fully healthy. And with the NFC East being as weak as it is, we're primed to win that division. We are. You may not like the Cowboys, but everybody else in the division, when we're healthy, they're not even close to us. We would have won it running away this year if we could get anybody to win while Tony Romo was hurt.
Yeah, he was 3-1 as a starter. So
exactly. So as far as that's concerned, as long as we stay healthy, even if we made no improvements whatsoever, if we have a healthy Tony Romo, will win the division. And that's why I'm going to put us as my sleeper, because we're going to surprise people, and when we get to the playoffs, no one's going to want to face us.
So are you trying to tell me that they're going to be in the Super Bowl?
If the Dallas Cowboys are healthy, and if the Dallas Cowboys are healthy and Sean Lee stays healthy, we will see Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl this year. Count it, bet on it right now. So speaking of Super Bowl, we could hold that for later. Right. Speaking of Super Bowl, we're going to make a way too early Super Bowl prediction right now. So who do you have as your Super Bowl favorites next year?
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I think they're going to come out hot. And, it's going to be hard to beat them. I can't keep them out with that offense. They're going to score a lot of points. I think they put a big points on Denver, in the regular season.
They
did. The playoffs, they were hurt when they played them. You can't really count that game. And I'm going to go with Arizona coming out of the NFC. So I think it's going to be Pittsburgh, Arizona rematch from a few years ago.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, so plain and simple. I want to stick the Jets in there, but I think it's going to be a dogfight for that AFC wild card spot again.
It really is. Yeah.
So it's going to be tough, to get in, and then once you're in, you have a lot to compete with. So I won't stick us in next year. I definitely don't have the Cowboys anywhere near my Super Bowl. Not gonna. I think Pittsburgh does knock off New England. I think that's going to be one of the games.
That's going to be one of the games.
Their clash all season.
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh as well. I think that offense is just way too potent for any team to stop next year. I thought Carolina's offense was going to be too potent for Denver, but unlike Carolina, Pittsburgh's got real guys on the perimeter. They've got real guys up front. They also have a running game, and their quarterback is also a tough, big physical quarterback.
We don't talk about it, but Pittsburgh, it's crazy that they didn't, do the things this season because of injuries, but they have the best receiver in the NFL.
Exactly.
Arguably the most versatile and best running back in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because Adrian Peterson led the league in rushing, but he really wasn't that.
Exactly.
Great
and
this season.
Le'Veon Bell is great blocking. He's great
Everything.
with the ball in his hands. He's great after the catch. He's great breaking through the line. He's a speed guy, I think we both agree on Pittsburgh being in there. So with my NFC representative, I'm going to go with Seattle. I think Seattle, again, plays real defense. Their guys are going to be back, and I think they're going to be very, very tough to beat next year. I think Russell Wilson's going to ascend and be a superstar. So I think that's going to be an enticing Super Bowl matchup, another rematch, and we'll see what happens from there. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kirk.
I'm Pharaoh.
Cheerleading too. If the flyer gets dropped, now she's hurt. That's not a sport where it's like, okay, it's a sport because if something unexpected happens, their life is in danger. It's drama, but it's not a sport.